Hey y'all, it's Charity J. I was sitting here thinking about some of the good things that are happening in my life lately. And as I was sitting here with a deep sense of gratitude, I was also reminded of a time that was not so good. A time not so long ago when it seemed nothing was going right. I felt desperate and destitute. And so, as I was thinking about it, I just decided to stop and record a video to tell you about it. It's a time that inspired my latest single, Rise. I wrote and recorded Rise in May 2021. At the time, I was a dance teacher at a performing arts elementary school, K through 5. And I brought my Debbie Allenness to the mix. Debbie Allen is my favorite choreographer, dancer, personality when it comes to performing arts. And it did not translate well. It was not well received, especially by administration, because I came with this attitude and expectation for excellence in all things. And I came to love those kids and enjoy those kids, but despise the politics and the stuff that came along with teaching. Somewhere along the way, I just did not vibe well. And I was ultimately and unceremoniously let go from that job. And I had mixed feelings. I was sad because I'd come to know and love those kids and come to believe in them and believe in the best of them in spite of all the challenges they faced personally and that I was facing professionally as well. But I was also glad because I had become physically ill from the stress and the things that I was carrying as an empath. It was heavy for me. Around that time, I had been introduced to Jamil, another recording artist and friend of mine, and we had recorded Don't Go Back. And I had worked with Jamil and Tajari, another recording artist, on that song. And we did that in partnership with Daniel Bryant, the producer of my song Rise. And one day after we had done our session, I was talking to Daniel on a personal note and telling him a little bit about my life story. And I said, I really want to record a song that captures the essence of this moment in time for my life. He said, I'm curious, I'm intrigued, and I'd like to do that with you when you're ready. And I thought, you know what? This is fortuitous. Let me do it. So I said, okay, let's schedule some time. So I got in the studio with him, and not coincidentally, in additional conversation, I discovered that I had been teaching Daniel's daughter, Dakota, the entire time. That she was one of my favorite kindergarten students. She was online only because this was in the midst of the pandemic, and I had not had a chance to meet her in person, but she was truly one of the sweetest, brightest stars in my kindergarten class. And so, how fantastic it was that here I am recording with her dad this inspirational song that had been on my heart for a while now. Things work out as they should. So here I was doing this with Daniel Bryant. And it was a profound moment for me. And honestly, Daniel wrote and began to arrange the music, and the song wrote itself. It was effortless for me. It just poured out of the depths of my heart. And then I recorded it in with him within about 2 sessions, lead and background vocals, and we finessed it over time. And I sat on it for a while. Had to, take the time to pay for it and sit on it, and things work out as they should. So I was able to release it for my birthday in January 2023. And Rise tells my own personal story. Some of you may know this about me, but I was married for 12 years. My ex-husband and I have 3 children. And I decided to stay, not just for the children, but because it was easier, I thought, than leaving the marriage. I was financially dependent. I was so focused on being a college dance team coach and being a stay-at-home mom and pursuing my own passions that didn't necessarily pay the bills, that I compromised my own well-being, my own peace of mind, my own sense of security and joy for comfort that did not serve me well. And so it took time It took prayer. It took intention. It took determination for me to decide to leave that marriage and decide to start over and decide to pursue the real passions of my heart. And that is performing arts, and that is music. And so Rise is my own story of deciding to get up, my own story of deciding to reinvent myself at 35 plus, at a time when everybody else told me I was too old, that it was too late, it was too much for me to start over. And so for someone who's watching this video, for someone who is listening to my voice, it's not too late for you either. Get up, decide to reinvent, to recreate, to reinvigorate, to restart, to rejuvenate the desires and the passions of your heart. I believe in you because I believed in me first. Check out my latest single, Rise, available on major digital platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and follow me at HearCharitySing, HearCharitySing.com, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Peace and light.